Hey friend, Church D coming at you once again. Thank you for tuning in to What Does It Take to Win? On this episode, we're going to be talking about how we're fully in control of who and what we want to be. With that being said, I have 4 key points that I would like to cover during this session. The first one is to not allow people to place you into a box. The second one is for you to not count yourself out before it's over. The third one is for you to take charge. And finally, the fourth one is for you to believe it. So let's talk about the first key point, which is for you to not allow people to put you into a box. So first, let's examine what exactly that means. What does it mean for somebody to put you into a box? Or better yet, how do they put you into a box? For starters, they begin by limiting your capabilities. This could be something that they're aware of, or they simply may not be aware that they're doing this. For example, if you are a teacher and you're qualified to teach 3 or more subjects, but at the job you're working at, you're only teaching 1 subject, it's not uncommon for people to believe that's the only subject you're capable of teaching. And this can have a negative effect at the progress you make in your career. So it then becomes your duty to show them that you're more than capable of teaching multiple subjects and possibly able to be in charge of the institution in which you're teaching at. But let's stay on topic. So don't allow people to put you into a box. Okay, I'm going to use myself as an example. So if you had a chance to listen to the previous podcast, you would know that I started playing keyboards at age 4. And then by the time I was age 9, I was playing in church. Okay. So that was my entire upbringing. I was a church musician, if you will. And that is the box that I had been placed into for a very long time. Oh, he's a church musician. Oh, he's a keyboard player. Now, I play other instruments. I play drums, I play bass, and I play guitar. But to a small circle, I'm known as the keyboard player. So I had to make it a point to break out of the box that I've been placed into. I'm not just a keyboard player. I'm a musician. I'm not just a musician. I'm a creative. I'm not just a creative. I'm a businessman, and so on. So to sum it all up, you don't have to be who people say you are. You know who you are. You know what you're capable of. You know what you're qualified to do. Then go ahead, go out there and do it. Be you. Be great. And now this is going to bring me to my next point, which is to not count yourself out before it's over. So many times we feel overwhelmed with our situations, or the statistics might not be on our side. For example, it might say, oh, this group of people, they're more prone to have this disease at that age, or they're more prone to not be able to finish college, or whatever the case may be. But don't count yourself out. Just because the statistics are against you, or just because you're living in an area that's saying, oh, you're not going to come out of here and be anything, that doesn't mean that that's going to be the end of you. That doesn't mean that's your destiny. You're fully in control. I'll use myself as an example again. The area in which I grew up in up until about age 14 before we moved, it wasn't the best area. And I could have looked at that and said, okay, well, these kids are doing this. This grown man is doing that. And these women are doing this. Why don't I join in on the party? You know, what's going to make me special? Like, why am I different? And I could have counted myself out. I could have said, okay, well, yeah, I'm not going to make it out of here. I'm not going to be of any importance to the world. And I'm just a chubby little kid with cornrows. I'm not going to make it out of here. I quit. I could have stopped trying at school. I could have started skipping school. There's a ton of things I could have did, but I didn't count myself out. And that's what I'm here to say. Don't count yourself out. Just because your circumstance, or just because your situation or the area that you live in is not as fortunate as others may make theirs out to be, it doesn't mean you have to give up. Keep working. Never count yourself out. Don't count yourself out, because it's not over yet. It's just the process. You got to trust the process and keep pushing. So that's going to bring us to my next point, which is to take charge. And it ties in with not counting yourself out. You have to take charge. Take control of your situation. And like I said, I'm going to use myself again. I grew up in that area, and it's not the best area, but at the same time, it wasn't the worst area. But I grew up in the area in which it's saying, oh, you're going to be a statistic. The odds are against you. You're not going to finish college. If you do finish college, you're not going to go for it and get your master's degree or whatever the case was. But, I had to just prove those statistics wrong because I had that drive in me. I had to take charge and control of my situation. I was able to, and like I mentioned in the previous podcast, I was able to tour the world and play music in front of thousands. But I knew that even up until right now, I know that's not all I want to do. I have so much more inside of me. That's not just, oh, yeah, I'm going to sit at a keyboard and play. And then once it's over, I'm going to go back and just be that guy who played that nobody knows about. No, I have more in me. I have the drive to help people. That's like one of my biggest joys. I love being able to help somebody. If somebody is in any sort of need and I'm in the position to help them, then you can believe that it's going to put a smile on my face to help them. But back to taking charge. So I'm going to use myself again as an example because I could have stories for days to tell you guys. So I remember a few years back, I was placed in charge of a live recording and I was named the musical director, although I didn't get musical director privileges. But that's another story. So I was named the musical director and pretty much I was the one who would be running all the rehearsals and telling people when they were and where the rehearsals were going to be, send out all the music and all that good stuff. So in the beginning, I would send out group text messages to people and I would say, hey, what's a good day that works for you guys? And I would get so many different responses. Oh, Tuesday works. Oh, Friday works. Oh, Wednesday works. And nobody could settle on a day. And it went by probably about 2 or 3 weeks where we were unable to get together and rehearse. Now, time was ticking away because this live recording was fast approaching and the holidays were coming up. And I'm like, okay, this is my first opportunity to be a musical director for anything of this caliber. I don't want to blow it. So what did I do? I had to take charge. I sent out a message and said, okay, rehearsal is on this date. If you can't make it, then you're not going to be able to play at the live recording. Let me tell you, everybody showed up. And not only did they show up, they all showed up on time. Some were even early. So, that's just an example of how you have to take charge. I knew that I wanted to be a good musical director. I knew that I wanted that live recording to come out sounding really awesome. And I knew that's who I was. So I took charge. The end result was beautiful. It was a long recording, yes, but it was beautiful. The product, the masterpiece, it was beautiful. And now this is going to take me to my last point on the list. It probably could have came first. It probably could have come second. But nevertheless, you can rearrange this list however you want to. The last point is to believe it. Simple. If you don't believe it for yourself, then how will you be fully in control of who or what you want to be? If you don't believe that you can control yourself, if you don't believe that you can tame yourself, if you don't believe that you have enough tools and resources at your fingertips to be who or what you want to be, then I got news for you. You probably won't achieve it. You probably won't be it. You should probably reshape your thinking and go from the mindset of, oh, I need this, or I'm not sure if I can, to yes, I can. To yes, I have all of these great ideas that are embedded within me. I need to get these out ASAP, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it out to the world. Switch your mindset. Start believing that you can make a difference in the world. Start believing that you can make a difference in your home. Start small. Like it says in the Bible, as a man thinks in his heart, that's what he becomes. So it's very practical. Whatever you believe in your heart for yourself in the future is what you can become. For me, I believed that I could be a music professional. I believed that I could be an entrepreneur. I believed that I could go on tour. I used to sit down and just go on the internet and watch all of these videos of people on tour, or I would just go through like different photos of, musicians playing for big time artists in front of crowds and just looking at thousands of people, believing to myself like, yeah, that's going to be me. Now, my situation at the time said otherwise. You know, I was only playing at a church. It wasn't huge. There weren't a lot of members coming to it. There wasn't a full band. The people that I used to gig with, they kind of just kicked me to the curb completely. And I was just like, oh man, I'm not gigging right now. I'm not really playing for no mega churches or anything, but I still believed in my heart that I would be in front of thousands sharing my gift with the world. And surely enough, it happened. And I think I know it was my belief that led to that. So if you're going into the business field, believe that your business is going to grow and go global. If you're going into cosmetics, believe that you're going to be the top cosmetologist. If you're going into music, believe you're going to be the top music exec, singer, musician, beat maker, producer, etc. Believe it. Believe it, and never forget that you're fully in control of who or what you want to be. We already discussed the 4 points, starting off with don't allow people to put you into a box. You cannot be boxed in because you're destined for greatness. Don't count yourself out before it's over. Just because the statistics say that you cannot and you will not, and based upon this, that's going to happen, don't count yourself out. You don't have to be that statistic. You can rise above. Take charge. Put your pedal to the metal and go for it. Nobody's going to hand it to you. You can achieve it once you take charge. And finally, believe it. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can achieve every goal that you set. Believe that you can overcome every obstacle that has been placed in front of you. Believe it. Thank you for all of your time today. Thanks for tuning in to this podcast. I hope it blessed you. I hope it encouraged you. I hope it inspired you. Hey, if you like it, be sure to click the share button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me on YouTube at Church D. Check out my website. I'll put the link in the description below. And until next time, thanks for tuning in.